Hey, hello folks. Let me just check that everything's working here. Looks like it is. Good, 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 good. Okay. Chapter 12. This is going to be a rough one. This is going to be rough. Not going to lie. This one will indeed be pretty bloody tough. It's very complicated. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's some combat that always makes things harder. So let's see how we go. We're probably going to need a lot more audio tracks. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more audio tracks. Okay. Video track 0. Let's start with 5, not 45. 5 more audio tracks. Okay. Whew. Get our folder ready. Sound effects. I think it starts in the in. I recorded this late last week, so I can't actually remember. Let's do a bit of a run. I think this is in the pub. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wait. That's right. Hall and Henfrey in the front parlour of the pub. So, a bar. That's a bit too busy and a bit too modern, isn't it? That's too noisy. All right, so let's. All right, we're going to use this bar, but we're going to drop it a lot, and we're going to lay some fire over the top. Of course, the fireplace has been the standard sound for the inn all the way through. Which does remind me, I also have to keep some notes for the podcast, the companion podcast, reading through The Invisible Man when that goes up. Okay. So, the bar we're going to make very quiet indeed. Alright, a little louder than that though. I don't know. I don't think that works. It's too modern. It's too modern. So maybe just the fireplace. Although actually it does very briefly start outside, doesn't it? So maybe we go, because they're discussing what's happening outside, and then by like here they move inside to Henfrey and what's his face. So maybe we go the English countryside, which is not actually the summer, but that will do. That's fine. And we'll make that the beginning and then phase into. Eh? We'll see. We'll see. Though actually, where did 11 actually finish? Just fireplace, because they're in the inn. Okay, that's alright. right? Okay, so from there we will delete the English summer. We get rid of the start of the fireplace because I want it to pan across. FX. No, not effects. Transition. Exponential fade. Maybe we play with that one. Couple of clinks, maybe some glasses, because they're getting drunk at the bar, you see. No, it's all right. Because we do have in things glass. Wait. Use the start of that. And then, if we have a light enough one, I would like a little glasses clink. Ooh, there. At about 4 seconds in, that was a good one. That was the one I want. Looks like that one. That one. Okay. Maybe there instead. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so that's knocking at a door. More doors. Vigorous, right? Bit of a modern door, but we can do something about that. No, they did say just a thud, right? It's not a knock. It's like someone being slammed against it or something like that. Absolutely not. Maybe that second to last lot, just the last hit. You know what I mean? Maybe if we slow it down and give it some extra bass, it might do the job. Slow it down to 75, let it manipulate the sound. Yeah. Ugh. It's actually really hard to get stuff like this. Everyone overdoes it. I have to leave myself a note and do that myself. How's it described? Sharp cry. We don't have anything else that might fit that, right? Probably a falling body would have done better than the door knock, but that's alright, we've fixed it now. Fighting men with crashes? That second little grunt was actually pretty good, wasn't it? Mute that for a second. No. Mute you. Right, just... show audio time units. Yes. Oh, I've only learned about this so recently. When I was trying to match up some audio from a podcast, and I couldn't quite get the two different tracks to sync because can we just get that? The normal time. I mean, it doesn't look like much, right? But if you're trying to sync up, all right, say you see that little peak there, all right, say you're trying to sync that up. Look, you know, either way past it or way before it, right? You can't quite get it on there, but if you show the audio time units, there it is, right there. You know, it's much smaller. It cuts it up into smaller segments, which is very, very good for what I do, for sure. Okay. So this one, take down there. All right, it's got to be a lot quieter. Oops. Good. Oh, footsteps, footsteps, footsteps. I do so hate them. Now, I could actually try and take that from 11. From the no SFX version at the very least, Stephen. Come on. Come on now. Right. 152 roundabout. Alright, I don't think we need anywhere near that much, but however much we do need, that should furnish us. Okay. Gotta turn the dialogue back on. -10 at the very least. And then we're probably going to have to lay some other stuff too. Okay. Graphic equalizer. And we kill all of the travel. All of it. Now we go copy and paste attributes so it stays the same. There you go, equalizer, very good. Right, so just some rustling, kind of, right? Uh, what would be best for this? I think combat is all weapons. Oh, maybe some of that might do. That's actually quite good. First one. That's lucky. That's not very often that that happens. First one you try. It's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Rare. Very, very rare. And an overturned chair. Now, I think that would come under wood, right? Chair being knocked over. No. Yep, that'll do. I think that was actually a draw back in the day when I first recorded that, but it'll do. A brief struggle. The brief struggle has to come much earlier than that. Is this going to work? Oh. No, back. Brilliant. So, some fabric. I don't have many good fabric sounds. Because it's, if you think about it, recording the sound of a fabric is really difficult because the actual sounds in real life are really subtle. Here you go. That was a sleeve flapping around. Now, did that sound natural at all? Of course not, because you have to do a certain amount of activity to be picked up by the mic, right? So getting a good authentic sound of just fabric moving around a bit, very, very difficult. I think this might be the best one I've got to suit this. Right, but even that is like, I mean, you have to cut out bits of it, right? You can't just use the whole thing. Okay. Good. Hmm. A window quietly opening on the other side of a building, essentially. Holy crap. How am I going to do that? Things, wood, hopefully I've got, maybe a drawer. Maybe a drawer. Oh, yes. Wait, give me a smooth one without the handle. Oh, hell yeah, Steve. Thank you. Thank you, mate. That was Steve from 5 years ago, I think, doing that sound effect. I think it has to be before that, right? It's going to be a subtle sound. That's, so many times I'm doing a sound effect and I have to think, is anyone going to notice this except me? And I think this is going to be one of those, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Door on the other side of the road, so this is going to be a pretty quiet one. Hmm. No, no, no. No. One of these days, I'm just going to go through and do my doors like by age of door, type of door. That'll do. 14 seconds, one of the subtle ones. Right, we want just that little noise. Okay, so that's running on some gravel. Eee. Let's see, what do we got? Dirt, maybe. Running stone. It's actually very hard to, maybe. No, there's so much background noise. It's really hard to organize sound effects like this. Running stone, we'll try that. No, that sounds more like concrete in a tunnel. I mean, whoever's doing that sound effect has given that runner a limp. That's just walking sped up. There's no squelching going on. Might have to be that. Yeah. And it's sort of gentle enough to be anything, you know. Ah, shit. Okay. Alright. So, a tumult from the parlour. Easy to write. Hard to soundscape. Only 5 words that's going to take me an hour to make. But we can't. We can't spend that much time on it. A tumult from the parlour. Alright, remember we're at 4 minutes and we're going to listen to what sort of tumult it is. Because I think when he says tumult, like, I think a fracas or a fight or something like that. But I think he just means a bunch of people muttering and whatnot. Right, so I think it just means like a disturbance. So what I'm going to do is some people, a small crowd going a bit, ooh, what's all that about? Yeah, that will do if it's very, very quiet. Was that? No. That? No. It was that, wasn't it? Yes. Okay. That's the drawer that we used for a window. A tumult from the parlour, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure is just people going, "Oi, what's that?" You know, that sort of thing. Right, windows being closed. Boom. Copy. Paste. And then we're going to manipulate the sound a little bit. Not hugely, not a lot of change going to go on. Copy, paste, and we'll speed that one up. Okay. Right. Okay, so they are now outside. Right, we'll kill that sound because we're going to have to play with that one later. Now we have the place is the English countryside, right? So we'll bring them back out here. Where is it? Countryside English summer. There we are. Get past the birds because they're a bit too obvious, you know. We'll go constant power because it's not a scene change this time. It's them actually moving out into another area. Now we have a group running along the dirt, which is a massive pain in the bum. Okay. So here's what we do. We copy that, and we put it here as they're running out. Okay, and we paste it again, and we slow it down. All right, so it sounds a bit different, and we put that there. Then we paste it again, and we speed it up so it sounds different, and we paste it again, and then we'll mess with volumes and stuff and make sure it all sounds okay. Ah, but it starts on wood, doesn't it? Right, yes, so we need a different sound effect. Completely running on wood. Running on wood. Barefoot, wooden floor, running. Let's have a listen. Yep, that's okay. Someone outside is slamming on things. It's going to have a quick sticky beak. Making sure they're not slamming any of my things. No, can't see anything. All fine. Okay, good. All right. So, there we go. Right, we need you a lot shorter for a start. You're far too long. Copy you, and then again, right, and we'll do the same thing we did to the other ones, so it bears a sort of similarity of sound. Okay. They're all a bit too long. I'll move that in there, okay. Okay, back there. Oh, that's not bad, is it? Hey, that's not bad at all. And then we'll have them all finish about there. Lovely. I mean, you know, I'm pretty bloody happy with this, actually. Come on, give me that. Give it to me. Arrgh. Right. So it's a bit of a crash into the dirt. I don't know. Possibly the body's falling. Let the bodies hit the floor. Dirt, falling dirt. No. Slide. Yeah, that can be part of it. And I think it's in people, right? Falling bodies. Okay. Mm-mm. Although that did have a nice little dirt component to it, didn't it? But it's too short. I don't like it. Maybe we use just that first bit, but we're going to have to, you know, add it to other things. It can be part of something. What I'm envisaging so far is... Was that the sliding dirt? It was, wasn't it? Okay, so what I want is that leading up to that. Okay, we don't need all of that. That's quite an extreme sound, actually. So we go maybe that, and we'll fade you in a bit. And we're still going to need a more... Oh, that's bloody good. I'm happy with that. Actually, let's just see how that sounds, because I might be thinking that I need a more extreme thud, but that might actually do the job. And back a little bit. Yeah. Right, more bodies. More bodies hitting the floor. Is it that one? No, that's the one we used. This one. Maybe some of the combat sounds as well. And I do really like that that dirt. was that? We used that before. It's two people struggling or something, right? Gosh darn it. Oi! Me bum! I don't know what he's saying. Maybe. If it's quiet. So that'll be alright if we've got some decent thuds. I thought I had more falling body collections, honestly. It's a bit of alright, but you have to... That looks like quite a good long one. Alright, you're not bad. Too quiet, and it's all in mono, which is weird. That is very weird. Oh, undo. This dirt is doing good work for us, isn't it? This sliding dirt. We'll slow it down a bit so it sounds different. And we'll make it quieter, because that's quite noisy. Honestly, Wells, a blow that might have felled an ox. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that wasn't a cliche yet when he wrote it, but it's a pretty cliched line, isn't it? Okay, running in dirt, that's these guys, yes. Or running along the roads. Okay. Move you all up. Delete your fade outs. And we'll extend you. There we go. See, you have other hidden fades, young Padawan. Right, we'll pull them back a bit and give it a fade in. Oops, not that far. That far. There we go. further if that fade out's going to be that big, which it is because I just did it. Okay, so we need that fight that I had before. Where the hell did I put it? It's not there. There it is. Where are you? Doesn't matter. We'll put you in combat anyway. Oh, that sounds like shit. No, that's crap. Far out. That's okay, but it's not great. I knew this chapter was going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of this sort of thing. Where's that sound? There we are. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. All of you, now we're going to mash you guys up. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so back in the bar. Right. Yes. There we are. You. So we're going to need you later, I'm sure. SFX, fire, energetic, long. That's the sound of the bar. And the volume is there. There we go. Now this is a change of scene though, so we'll use exponential. Need a nice, energetic opening, right? Excuse me. These all sound too modern. No, that's cavernous. Still too... Sounds like an office or something, right? I like that one. Okay. No, we've already done this one. This is running from inside to outside, which is... Oops, here. There we go. Ah, crap. Also, oh, lucky, lucky, it's changed scene. That fireplace did not last long. I knew it wouldn't because most of the action happens outside, but you can't forget that sort of thing, right? And again, this is not a change of scene. This is a transition between two places. So it will be a power fade, not exponential. Let's go without the birds though, hey? Like, of course there are birds in the real world, but it's like the sounds are a bit too strong for a transition like this. I don't know if I'm making sense, I'm sorry. Okay, so he is actually still running during all of that, but you can't have just a running sound effect for that long. What's he doing, a marathon? No. So we choose some of it. Let's just pinch one of these, eh? Ah, no, we'll take that. Ooh. No, we'll take that great one. And we'll put it here. I mean, I am sort of thinking that when I finish doing the tight little sound effects, I might just lay a whole sort of angry group mob sound effect over the whole thing to tie it all together. So we'll see. We'll see. People, a man in pain, which we might have to do separately. Or maybe that first bit though, actually. Right? I mean, that whole thing is a bit too dramatic, but if we can just get that first little bit, and if it doesn't sound awful when we quieten it down a bit. Actually, that sounds all right. It does. It does actually sound surprisingly like someone who's just had their hands stepped on, right? Ah! Oh no! I mean, at this point, almost the let the bodies hit the floor sound effects can just run almost continuously because it is like a chaotic happening. Right, that's not the good one though. I think it was 2 that suits this one better. Much more thuddy, less surface, just thud. What? That sound the same. What? A 2 and 3, the same sound effect. Nandeska. That looks more subtle. Yeah. Right, that's the Invisible Man. Tim Rage slash fighting sounds. Tim is shortcut for the Invisible Man. They do give him a name later on, but for the vast majority of it, excuse me, he's just the Invisible Man. Sorry, I've been fighting off a bit of a flu and not sleeping very well for the last few days, so yeah, I'm not exactly at peak energy right now. Okay. A smack in someone's face. No. Oh, maybe. See, that second one, it has a double noise, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Shouldn't call that bodies, that should be impacts. good. Was that a different guy? We've got some not terrible punch sounds. If we need them. I really think once we get the whole crowd scene going in, it'll tie this together nicely. Oh crap! And we're back in the bar. Back in the fireplace where things are a bit more comfortable. Countryside, no. Fireplace, thank you. Boop. Footsteps. Yeah, with a wooden beer. We'll speed that up. 125 because he's having a run. No. Running. Running. There we go. That's the one. It's barefoot, but it still works. back to the countryside. Quick one. Running in the dirt. Running in the dirt. Dirt, running. Dirt, long, no. Or is that right? Running. See, it's so hard to organize. Even just thinking of what you're going to call these sound effects is quite difficult. My life is so hard. Oh my god, it's so difficult. Alright. I'll quit bitching now about my very easy job. Alright, that's actually about right. That's more fighting, isn't it? Yes. Boom. And a boom. We'll carry on from here and get rid of what we've already used. Pick it up. Okay, so there's the fight fading into the distance. Ba-dump bump and a ba-dump. Yeah, that'll be in glass. Bottle smash, I guess. That's. I thought I had ages ago. Glass break various. See, why is that not there in glass? That's a bit weird. Because it's somewhere else where it also fits. But it's not this. Okay, so you can sod off because that is just a glass. dum. Electricity? This might not work. This might be a bit silly. What do you think? Could we use a sound effect like that to indicate the cutting of a radio line? It is an electric line. It would not sound like this at all, but... Let's have a play. Much, much quieter. No. It was worth a thought. Nice. Okay, so now, we will go to. Let's see. I think when the chaos starts to hit, when the bodies begin to hit the floor, we'll go. See, this is it. When everyone's running out of the bar, right? I think from then on, we're going to take a look at my crowd scenes and see if we can find. Not that. That's too tame. Crowd panic is probably too much. Yeah, that's too much. Crowd yell. Possibly, but it's not very long. Alright, so save this. Go to new project. Create, replace. Thank you. Skip that nonsense, you bollocks. Oh dear. And then it keeps all that because... Hi, my name's Adobe Premiere Pro and I'm super dumb. Alright, there we go. There we get you. And we copy you and we paste you there. Right, and then we get that and we do that again. Then we do that. Right. You got in a picture. This is what we do here. This is how we extend a sound effect. I have done this in the past to some tiny sound effects. You wouldn't believe how small. I've taken seriously like a couple of seconds and stretched it out to 30, 40 minutes. Just in case. Let's just do normalize all peaks. Max peaks, actually. And we'll make it -5. There we go. And we will export that MP3 to crowd yell extended. And we have created a new sound effect. Kinda, not really. We didn't create Dick, but we re-edited it. Open recent to that sync. Just shut it down. Shut it down. Thank you. No. No. See, now I'm a bit concerned. Because Adobe really is super dumb. And it might have saved all that as the project. No, it didn't. Alright. You are so lucky, Adobe, because, man, it can be really stupid. SFX, people, crowds, crowd yell extended. Okay, and that's where it comes in, right? Okay, so we're going to have this very quietly in the background of all of this. Right, when they start yelling. Now, there is a moment, right, when the crowd starts running in. Excellent. Excellent! I'm pleased with that. I am pleased. And it took us, what, an hour and a half, something like that, which is not too bad for 10 minutes of quite complicated sound effects work. Whew. Okay. So, make sure we got the right thumbnail. Yes, we do. And we'll start with the MP3. And we'll call it Chapter 12 because that's what it is. There we go. All right. Fantastic. So that will do us for today. Thank you very much for coming along. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. Let's see, hopefully, if my throat stays relatively strong, we'll record Chapter 13 in the next day or two and start getting onto that as well. But we also have quite a lot of podcasts and that sort of thing to record and edit while we're doing all of that. Thanks for coming along. I hope you have enjoyed this video or stream, whether you're watching it live or later, and found something useful or informative while we're doing it. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.